All right, hello, CheersKevin here, and welcome back to FTB Interactions. And I'm just waiting for Mr. Fuzzy Britches over here to get his acting gear and get me some more wool. Would you believe this is the only way to make wool in this pack? It's true, and actually, I think I may not need. We may have just barely enough carpet. I'm not positive. I have been shearing up some wool, and the reason for that is There's an achievement here. Get 128 black carpet. And if you do that, we will get some morbs, which are basically they're basically spawn eggs, but not cheaty. And then ink sacs. So this will get us black carpet pretty much solved indefinitely. Now, of course, we could spawn in a bunch of these and get the things ourselves, but hey, we got to get the achievement done anyway, so why the heck not? Didn't want to invest the time if we're gonna get stuff for free. So I just have to plop all these down and convert them to black. You take 2 of them, it makes 3 carpet. Now thankfully you can shift right click to cycle backwards. So if you have multiple recipes and stuff with the Philosopher's Stone, if it's going to cycle through stuff, you can hold shift and it will cycle through them backwards. So we don't have to go through the entire set of assorted different colors to get this. But I'll have to convert all of those over to get get all of our carpet. But that's neither here nor there, because the real reason I'm starting, because there is still some additional work that I would like to, was hoping to get done before starting this up. But the real reason is I realized, hey, I need to do a thing that I don't want to do off camera, right? And that is, we got to do a little more Thaumcrafty stuff. And in this time, we're actually going to do it in a safe way. So I did push forward trying to unlock Golemancy, and we did discover Golemancy. I built ourselves a snow golem and promptly killed it. We get pumpkin seeds just from the strainers, and snow is in the EMC chest. I'm sorry, the EMC tablet. So it's trivially easy, and then we just had to scan it. We unlocked Golemancy. However, we need more, Golemancy, the Golemancy tab, we're pretty much gated from doing most stuff because it wants us to get to Essentia Smelting, for example, here for Clockwork Mines, which seems to be kind of the beginning for a lot of this. There's also a Brain in the Jar, which requires other stuff, but point is that we need to push through some more Thaumcraft if we're going to do Thaumcrafty stuff. Now, to get to Essentia Smelting, we're actually not too far off. We need all of these crystals at some point. Hang on a second. I thought we had done all this. What were we even doing? All right, alchemical metallurgy. I was trying to wrap that up, and we need some theory alchemy. So we need to, basically I need to sit here and do more researching at the research table. And to finish up this theory craft that I'm working on, we need a Lux Vis Crystal. Now, there's not an easy way for us to, we don't just get that. We need to actually make Vis Crystals. And this provides us with an opportunity to make Vis Crystals the right way. Now, what we should have been doing, the reason that we had been getting all that flux spinning up into the air is because we would leave things in the cauldron. It would, or clear the cauldron out, and the remaining essences would just sort of disappear and die off, which is bad because it gets into the atmosphere and poisons, and then we get those little flux tendrils, and they become evil and terrible. What we can do instead is use quartz slivers, and so that's exactly what we're going to do. So this is hammered up Certus quartz ore. We smelted the Certus quartz ore and then hammered it up, and then we get these quartz slivers. So there we go. We got some of those. I've got some. You can make those from Certus quartz. You can also make them from chipped quartzite. So both of those are there. I guess I gotta do this a few times. So there we go. We now have 13 quartz slivers, which should be plenty. So we need Lux. Lux you can get from torches. If we hold shift over here, you get 5 Lux from this, and then 1 something else and 1 something else. Now, we don't care about the something else's, but importantly, if we put a quartz sliver in, it will absorb 2 of an essence and give us a Vis Crystal of that essence, and take it out of the crucible, which is awesome. However, if you have less than 2, then we can't get it out. So we're going to need to put in 2 torches, so that we have even numbers of all of the essences, so that we can make sure that we can take absolutely everything out. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to put a torch in, I'm going to put another torch in, and now we're just going to start doing this until we have nothing left. Everything has now been extracted. Everything is gone. We have Lux crystals here, 5 of them, because we put 10 total Lux essence in, and there is no poison left in the atmosphere, which is awesome. There is stuff left in our inventory, though. Let me try and, I don't know. We don't need that shovel. Hopefully this is enough to finish our alchemy. There we go. Complete that theory. And joke's on me. That's still not enough alchemy theories. I've got to do more theory crafting here. And the thing I really don't like about this is that you reach these points where it goes, hey, yeah, now you got to make a choice between doing these things. You either need a Sensus Vis crystal, or you need to make an anvil. Which, I mean, I get it. The whole point is you're this mad scientist. I mean, Lovecraftian mad scientist coming up with these crazy theories, and you're like, oh, I should build a thing. I should do a cool whatever stuff. And particularly if we were to put this next to other Thaumcraft components, it'd be like, hey, you should do some stuff with the crucible, or you should do some stuff with our workbench or whatever. And it's very enthusiastic and it's all fun, but really we just want to get the research stuff done. And man, given that they gave us the ability to kind of just bypass all that, oh, it's so tempting. It's so tempting. But you know what? Not today. That's what we say. Not today. So that should now be enough wool for us to get that very crazy achievement. Let's head back to the other base, the base, and I will see you in a moment. It would not have been fun to spend a ton of time hanging out there. Although this now is very nice. For during the Thaumcraft stuff, we can take the crystals out and save them, which is nice. We can also split the crystals out. Now you could dump in a vis crystal instead if you had a recipe that called for some vis or whatever. You can dump in a crystal of that type and not have to worry about putting in the item that has some of this and some of that or whatever. You can split stuff out manually that way. Of course, that's a very grindy process, and you need quartz slivers to be doing that. But it is something. So, what I'm gonna do now? Let me go ahead and swap out all of this white wool, and and then I'll be back. I have some plans. I did actually spawn up another villager. However, I did a dumb thing. I decided, hey, you know what we could do? We could say the villager is sort of a scarecrow, right? And so I put the villager down there in that fence, right? Because it's lit up over here, right? I mean, it's lit up over there, but it was enough to attract mobs, I think, because there's no villager there now, which is annoying because it's kind of a pain to summon villagers. I have a new plan for villagers, though, and I think we may set that up. I'm not positive. We may have to do a little bit of grinding. Someone mentioned in the comments of a recent video, hey, it'd be cool if you did some Botania stuff, and that would be cool. If we look at how this is set up, though, it looks like Botania's kind of spread out a fair bit across a whole bunch of different things. And that doesn't mean we can't necessarily do it right away. It just means we're not necessarily into. Let's see, what does this require? Requires crafting with Starlight, which we already have. Okay, so this part is unlocked. So I guess we can make this the diluted mana pool. One thing that now Botania is one where I don't have a ton of experience playing through it standard, and it is heavily modified in this mod pack to sort of integrate it with all of the other magic mods. It looks like the other magic mods are all really set to dovetail within one another, which is really cool, but does mean it's a little difficult. Also, yeah, these mineral trees, I think we're gonna have to take down the tree beacon and reset it because they seem to be the ones that are catching entities. Or maybe we just decide that we don't care and whatever. Here's my thinking, though. You've played Assassin's Creed. I'm assuming. I don't know. I've played Assassin's Creed. It's fun. And one thing that you've learned in playing Assassin's Creed is that any good rooftop deserves patrolling guards, right? So here's my thinking. We raise up this plain balustrade up by one, and then just have the villagers hanging out here, dropping emeralds. But, Kevin, you say, that doesn't make any sense. If we allow them to roam free, how are we going to reap their delicious emeraldy goodness? Which sounds way more disturbing when you put it that way. Well, here's my thinking. Speaking of Botania, why not use a hopper hawk? So a hopper hawk is basically like a vacuum hopper that also will just output to adjacent inventories. Now, the game actually recommends, hey, hopper hawks are really cool for dealing with tree farms because you can have if you put item frames on chests that are adjacent, you can label them and say, hey, hopper hawk put logs into this chest, and then Hopperhawk put leaves into this other chest, and then you could have a trash can next to it, and basically anything the Hopperhawk doesn't have labeled, it's just going to throw into there, and so it's nice that way. But we could just use this as a ranged collection system. That is assuming that we can get to it. So Hopperhawks, I guess, are going on our list, and I think in it we would want this to be on top of a chest, which means we want a floating Hopperhawk, which I guess is an additional challenge. So the Hopperhawk, this is, again, a non-standard, a control seal collect, which is not at all what you'd expect. Mystical white petal, I think we actually get as a quest reward. Hoppers we can do. We get from, okay, we apparently got that already as a quest reward, but we can also get it with some Desiridim, desiderium, I guess, and a blank seal. So this is craftable. It just may be a little bit of a pain in the butt. The floating bit, we need some sort of floating flour, and that's going to be dirt, pasture seeds, and then some sort of Botania flour. And I think it can be any Botania flour. Pasture seeds require a mana pool. We have to throw grass into a mana pool, so we'd have to have a mana pool going, which is possible. Maybe we need a diluted mana pool. We need living rock, and we need the Starlight Crafting Altar, which we do have. So maybe that's a route we go down. We would need 2 Hopperhawks, I think, one on this side, one on that side. But then they could collect all of the emeralds that get dropped, and we could have the villagers just sort of panning back and forth up here. We would need to raise this balustrade up by 1, which will look a little bit odd. It's not too bad. But yeah, I think that's probably the route we'll go down. Whether we'll even get to anything remotely near that this episode is anybody's guess. My guess is probably not, but we'll see. Because it would be nice to have emeralds automated again, and to do it in a neat and fun sort of way. I'm getting some bad block placement lag down here, which I know in the there was a comment that mentioned prior when I've complained about block placement lag that it was a lighting update issue. And I don't think that could be which was certainly true in the Void. I don't think that'd be the case here though. Also, for the record, you can vein mine wool. That's just for you to know now. Congratulations. Now, also, by the way, you can probably adjust your key bindings. You should be able to increase the range of this, increasing the charge of the Philosopher's Stone. Usually you would press V. I'm not going to bother. But if you don't like going through and doing this one by one, there's probably a way to do this in larger chunks. Anyway, that should be enough of that. Now we should, in theory, be able to make a whole bunch of black carpet and enough to get an achievement, I really hope. That's not... We're 1 shy. Are you serious? Really? Really? I'm fine. Come here, you jerk. I mean, I've just been periodically doing. I mean, I've every so often just coming by, snip. All right, we get this last little bit, and then we get some free sheep. All right, and there we go. Oh, come on, give me credit. There we go. 128 black carpet. Amazing. And we can get sheep and ink sacks. Okay, so I procrastinated on this long enough. Let's go back to base and actually turn in a bunch of our quests and get the rewards, because some of them are going to be useful, and we should at least see where we're at. All right, so before we dump to chests, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I've got the tools that I desperately want to keep on me in my toolbar, and everything else can kind of go away. We'll eventually get stuff back because we just go, oh, I need this, oh, I need that, oh, I need whatever. But yeah, for now this should be fine. So yeah, carpet. Actually, let's make sure we put the carpet. That's going to be material we need. String as well, actually. Resonating wand. Yeah, we'll let that sit there for now. Put the carpet and string in there because that's stuff we need for cabling. And cool. That steel as well. Yep. Make sure we've got steel just hanging out in the chest. Oh, this chest is full now. Diorite. You don't need diorite. We'll take the diorite. Thank you. Goodbye, diorite. And deposit to nearby chests. Okay, so there we go. Inventory is clear now. Satchel is a nightmare as well. Why is there cobblestone in here? That makes no sense. We should put the cobblestone away. We should put the dirt away because that all has EMC. So there's absolutely no excuse. But okay. With that done, let's look at our at the quest that we've actually done. So the save space, by the way, we've backtracked a fair bit because since the mod updates, we don't have credit for some of these things, like strainer bases. We have 2 of them because I've made some more. Oh yeah, I haven't showed you guys that yet. I dug out a basement. It's the same dimensions as the above. It's not decorated, but we needed strainers, and actually, it looks like these need to be replaced. We're gonna need a lot of clay. We need clay production to be kind of always on, and I needed the very basic survivalist strainer to get us some pumpkin seeds to get a golem. But yeah, there's nothing to really see here. We'll eventually have. I think we eventually want to set up a lot of stuff down here, but not quite yet. Anyway, so that has been reset. Are there any? I don't think there have been any significant changes except for this white candle, which can provide us with a smart chicken, which is I think just the same as a regular chicken pretty much. It lays eggs. we don't need to worry too much about it. Yeet that wheat. This is one item that we hadn't done anything with. In the past, we should eventually do this. You can create these gardens from Pam's Harvest Craft, and they will drop assorted things from a collection of assorted items, which will be helpful in crafting better foods and whatnot. But, we've been procrastinating on food, and we'll continue to procrastinate on food. And other than that, it's pretty much all stuff that we ended up doing. We just don't have credit because we didn't do them in the right order. So, yeah, whatever. The less safe space, we've gotten some... We'll get some Galena dust for just discovering ores. We've gotten pretty lucky in terms of mining. That's mostly been off-camera stuff, but you can trust me. We've gotten very lucky. Definitely not space. This is the Nether tab. We haven't been to the Nether, so none of that. Space tab, that's after the Nether, and then the end after the Nether. Okay, technology. Here's the cool stuff. Now, welcome to Microcrafting Hell. Let's just go ahead and check off this because then we'll have this thing done. And it is saying, it relies heavily on the idea of subcomponents to introduce complexity and resource cost. If you attempt to craft these things as needed, it's gonna be lame because you're gonna do all this microcrafting and it's gonna take a long time. So they say, hey, craft in bulk. Always overproduce. You'll use stuff eventually. Don't stress out too much. And this particular quest line is supposed to help us figure out which items we should bulk craft. So I know I mentioned that having concerns about that last time. Well, this is the answer, is that, hey, for LV machine hull and stuff, you should be making a lot of integrated circuits, logic circuits. You should also be making a lot of electric motors, a lot of electric pumps, a lot of conveyor modules, et cetera, et cetera. So if I ever am sitting here between episodes going, I wonder what I ought to do with my time. Well, getting these ones knocked out, that's probably the answer. And it looks like they'll also give us a lot of extra microcrafting pieces as a reward. So a little way to kind of gain some benefit there. I'll go ahead and just check these off, but this is just reminding us that, hey, voltage and amperage are things, and that sometimes that's a way that they gate stuff. So cool. And then does this tell us anything? Oh, okay. No, not really. Okay, Baba Black Sheep. We get the sheep spawns, which is nice. And is that everything in this tab? No. Over here. Right. The high pressure steam thing, which we did in the last episode. We get some more small bronze pipes. Now, actually, on the subject of pipes, good news here. Good news, everyone. We're dealing with we've got a backlog of steam. The bad news is that's because the pipes aren't able to keep these things going. Now, actually, right now, right now I don't have anything coming out of this chest. Now it's stopped, but you can trust me, the macerator was not able to keep up because it was not getting enough steam transferred over fast enough. So eventually we'll want to upgrade those to medium pipes. Yeah. Okay, so that is the technology tab, pretty much. As far ahead as we've gotten it. The metallurgy tab, we have made steel now, so we get a thaumium pickaxe head. That's nice. We get some vacuum tubes, which we should have collected last time because that would have saved us a little bit of microcrafting. Oh well. And let's see. This is saying, not all ores are pure enough to undergo all of the things. So check the uses of ores to see how high you can do multiplication. So okay, we'll go ahead and check that off just to have it checked off. And if we look here, this is sort of giving us a hint with things that are iron and iron-like. First, you hammer them to get crushed. Then eventually you'll macerate them to get crushed. Then eventually look at pyrotheum as a way to go from crushed to iron clumps. Then eventually look at enriched eggs, so breeding chickens and stuff. Chickens will not lay raw materials, but they'll lay things that will enhance stuff. So I guess that's how we get iron crystals. Then eventually you can get to dense irons of things, which we're not at any of that stage yet, but this is eventually how we'll get there. We've done absolutely nothing in the chemical needs stuff at all. So electrical engineering, we've done half of one. So all right for us. Magic. Now here's where we really shine. So we have made the mana bucket at some point. So we get an iron drum and a mana seer monocle. Can we put that on and keep our goggles on? I'm guessing probably not. We can keep it on or off. Oh, there we go. Yes, we can. Okay, it's a charm. Nice. Okay, so this should mean that we can see mana in pools now when we get into Botania stuff. So that's nice. And we have an iron drum, which I think has more capacity than stuff that we have. Unless I don't remember what we've been using. I have been trying to get rid of some of the excess creosote because right now we're not using the creosote for anything. But we've been using stone drums. I don't want to get rid of it because it's useful to have. But right now we're not producing more charcoal because this thing is blocked up. I think it was suggested as well in the comments. Hey, look at the Tinker's something. Tinker Tank. Yeah, so the Tinker Tank is probably a way to go for storing large quantities of stuff as well. We'll have to take a look at that. The Pure Daisy we've done, Mystical White Petal we get from that, and that puts us on our way to a Hopperhawk, I think, ladies and gentlemen. Salus Mundus, we've crafted that, so we get some more Salus Mundus for that. Salisbury steak. Some of these I feel like we already got quest rewards, so we may be getting doubles here just because some of this reset. But all in all, I think it's gonna shake out. So we'll not fight, we'll not protest too much. If we get overly rewarded. The Caster's Gauntlet we did. We get some Aurum Vis crystals for that. The Crucible, we get Meaty Stew. We get some Quartz Slivers, and we get a file of Mortus Essentia. Lovely. The Everfull Urn we crafted a long time ago, and we get some pressurized fluid conduits, which actually might be incredibly useful from Ender.io. Let's actually, what is the recipe for these? So we would need fused quartz and then conduit binder, and I don't remember how much of a pain that is. Conduit binder composite. Oh, okay, that's not terrible. And then fused quartz, nether quartz dust and graphite dust in a blast furnace. We don't have a blast furnace. Well, we don't have an electric blast furnace. Or fused quartz and dyeing it, so no. So yeah, we can't even make this yet. And I think this is it looks like it's a medium voltage machine, probably 120 EU. That I think. I don't know. So yeah, I don't think we can actually even get to that ourselves yet. Crystallized mineral chunk, we get some living rock from there. So that's nice. Liquid starlight, we get some fluid conduits from there. The tree beacon gives us this control seal collect. It also gave us the barrel void upgrades, but now we get additional rewards. Alchemical brass, more alchemical brass as a result. Glowstone, we get some glowstone from there. Fantastic. And thaumium, for having made any thaumium, we get a bunch of thaumium. So cool. Okay, so we spent an obnoxious amount of time actually doing that, and I'm just looking at my recording time, going, "Oh my goodness, okay, it's probably already time to think about. Okay, don't run too much longer." I don't know. It's always hard to estimate this stuff, but if we are going to move toward a hopper hawk, there's some grindy bits. The pasture seeds. Yeah, we need to get to a mana pool though, and that is living rock, which we've gotten, diluted mana and mana powder. Mana powder. Well, that's not helpful. Oh, okay, we can do this in a diluted mana pool. Okay, so we may not even need to get to the full mana pool then to do this, do we? Let's see. Pasture seeds. Yeah, no, so we can do this in a diluted one. Awesome. Okay, well then in that case, let's make a diluted mana pool. Why the heck not, right? Let's get some astral stuff. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of marble bricks, and that's the astral sorcery one. Nice. And we can make that into slabs, and then I'm just going to slash home real fast. But actually, let's make sure we've got the wand. Because we should hopefully be able to make a diluted mana pool like this. Yes, okay. I wasn't sure how much starlight it was going to require, so I wanted to teleport while it was still night. And then maybe we'll use this. All right, so there we go. Vivid Wave. We've gotten that one, and do we get some? We don't get any rewards for that. But it says, yeah, create it to get started. And now I'm going to take a wild guess and say that this is not going to play with the wizardry mana. That it is entirely the Botania mana. I mean, I suppose it's worth testing, right? I mean, why not? But if assuming that's the case, we're going to need a mana spreader. Now, this is where I go, I don't know my Botania stuff. I've watched it a lot, but also, why do we don't have credit for this Starlight Crafting Altar? Let's pick that up real quick, and put it down again. There we go. Actually, well, put it down again, as I said. There we go. Now we have credit for it. Oh, we got constellation paper and sooty marble. We're not gonna have space for that, but I will take it. Oh, there we go. We got space. Nice. Cool. Oh, and we've memorized all the constellations. Awesome. Sweet. Okay. Or at least one of them. So yeah, the mana spreader is going to require wisdom wood planks, infused wood, which we can just drop logs into liquid starlight if we don't have some back at base, glass lens, which I think we have, and then a brass plate, which we have now as well. Okay, so I'm thinking actually Botania is going to be a little bit of a thing all on its own. So I think we're gonna put a pin in that for now. Getting the mana spreader done is not going to be difficult. Infused wood is wood dropped into liquid starlight. Wisdom wood is just wood dropped into mana. Though I guess we need to craft it into planks as well. Glass lens and brass plate we're done with. So that won't be difficult. But then we need to get the flowers and get a wand crafted and all that stuff. And I need to make sure that I know what I'm talking about before we make that video, because otherwise I'll stumble around, sounding even crazier than usual, which is saying something. So one last thing that I would like to do though, with all of us here today, is it is finally time. I've done the microcrafting necessary for our basic steam turbine. We just had a little bit of the tin-based stuff left. This, of course, some of the reason for the black carpet is yeah, you need it for that. But the good news is we have it all ready to go, except for this LV machine hull. So can we do that? You bet your butt we can. We need the wrench, which I guess was something that was in our inventory that I dumped out. So let's go ahead and get that out of here. We're also going to need to grab. We've only got so many steel plates. We're going to need to take a bunch of these ingots and press them up. And our blast furnace seems to have stopped running. I'm not sure if it just doesn't like having only this one charcoal. If it wants more, well, yeah, I mean, let's check that, right? We've got extra charcoal there, so why the heck not? Hopefully that'll, yep, okay, that was it. It just doesn't like burning the last charcoal for whatever reason. Meanwhile, this is not able to drain, but we've got enough steel plates. Oh, and I want to make, yeah, I also want to, I'm going to get a few more. Yeah, the reason for that is I do want to make the steel chest. I think that's going to be very helpful to have. Because we want to make the bronze chest as well. Let's do that real quick. This is equivalent in size to the iron chest, so we don't care about that one too much, but it is a prerequisite chest line wise. Or quest line wise. Yeah, chest. Right. Okay. Freudian slip, but not really. Okay. And then steel. There we go. Now we have a steel chest, and this has 72 item slots. This will eventually replace this iron chest next to the crafting station so that we can have all of our little microcrafting stuff. Look at that. That's going to be so nice and helpful. Ah, I love it. Okay. And then we get, oh, look at that. We get an extra one for doing both of these. So, yeah, we'll go ahead. Yeah, thank you. And thank you very much. We appreciate it. Your patronage is always welcome. Okay. So, it is time to make ourselves a machine hull. There we go, LV machine casing, and the LV machine hull. And this is going to, I believe, advance this in age. We just need one more tin cable. Put this, I don't know, wherever it'll fit. There we go, yep. And LV machine hull. There we go. LV age, we have now reached the LV age. We have a mind like a steel trap. That's amazing. We've gotten some achievements here. So we get this one, unclaimed reward, electrical age, 4 LV machine hulls, which we get, vacuum tubes. Oh my goodness. Phenomenal. So we get a trophy we can put down. I'll have to go and fetch the trophies from our old base as well. Yeah, we should not compare the timestamps of these and the other ones because it's been a little while. We've done some base building, we've done some grindiness. It's been crazy. Let's see. And then yeah, I didn't even realize we're getting all those hulls. That's amazing. And then cool, we get this reward as well. So we get some additional steel plates so we can make more of that stuff. Fantastic. But of course, the other big thing is we can make. Oh, we need one. I've used up our tin. There we go. Make ourselves the steam turbine. Cool. Do we get? Is this not going to give us credit? I don't know why this is unlocked. This should be giving us credit. This is achieved. Yeah, maybe there's some sort of hidden prerequisite for this one. I don't know why it's dimmed out. It looks like it changed straight from here, but I guess maybe it doesn't. I guess do we have to accept this check mark first? I don't know. But hopefully this should actually be able to generate some power. We're not gonna be able to entirely find out. But look at it is generating some energy. Because it is stealing from. It has taken steam to do it, and it is going to take in some energy. So it's got this fluid amount in here. And right now we're not using any of the power, but this should mean that we can start to use some of these things. So this is the last compressor request I'll make. If you're a streamer, for the sake of your use of voice compressor, I will rest assured we are using voice compressor, so don't you worry. We should be able to start to move from our bronze tools into the actual ones that are powered by power. So that's pretty cool. And that'll be something that'll have to take place in future episodes because we are, yeah, as I said, kind of running along on time. We will jump into some Botania and then spawn in a villager maybe next time. But in the meantime, that's going to do it for me, and I will see you very soon. Cheers.